The Xtrfy MZ1 was created by fellow YouTuber Rocket Jump Ninja, or as I refer to him as Zai, because we're like this. Just kidding, we've never actually met, but he is the only reason why I picked one of these guys up, as he has been the go-to guy for mouse reviews, so he can't possibly have made a terrible mouse, right? Right? Let's get nerdy. Starting off with the Holy Trinity, shape, size, and weight. It has a completely unique shape, never seen before, made for fingertip grip, but also supports claw grip. This shape, with it being all independent, almost forces a specific way to grab the mouse, which can be polarizing, as most other mice on the market have loose morals and shoot to do the opposite and get with as many grip styles as possible. The heathens. With that said, if this mouse fits well in your hand, which Zai painstakingly spent time trying to assure, it will be hard to beat. It has a honeycomb design to cut weight and reduce hand sweating, but left the places where your fingertips rest solid, giving you the best of both worlds. The primary clicks have rails or deep indents that allow your fingers to fit comfortably in them, providing you better grip, control, and comfort. The back part of the mouse has a very pronounced hump, allowing you to freely and comfortably move it forward and backwards with fingertip, and also side to side if you so please, while still having a little bit of contact on the front of your palm, which I actually really like. I'd rate it a 10 out of 10 for fingertip, 8 out of 10 for claw, and 0 out of 10 for palm. That would be palm grip, which just does not work. This would be fingertip grip, which does work very well. And then that's kind of claw. And just to show you a little bit more, obviously my thumb is resting right there on the plastic where it's supposed to be for claw, and then over here, both of those. And then if I go into fingertip, it does pretty much the same thing with my thumb being there and then my other two fingers. And this is why I say this mouse is kind of polarizing, is just because when you're holding the mouse, you almost feel like you have to put your fingertips inside of the rails, and then that you have to rest your fingers there, where some other mice allow you to have more focal points to grip, where this one kind of forces you into a very specific hand grip, which can be a good or bad thing. I find that the best mice are lightweight and small to small medium in size because physics says so, and you don't argue with physics, as an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon. The heavier the mass, the more energy it takes to stop and change direction. Translated, a smaller mouse is usually to stop and change direction because it is lighter. With it being smaller, it provides better grip, making you more accurate by helping with micro adjustments, which are nearly impossible with heavy mice, which is why the Logitech G Pro X Superlight and the Final mice are so popular, is because both of these guys have excellent shapes, they're medium to small in size, and they are very lightweight. This mouse is small with a honeycomb design, allowing it to weigh 56 grams, making it one of the lightest mice on the market, making it ideal for a top-tier mouse. 10 out of 10 for size and 9 out of 10 for weight, as some mice have gone Super Saiyan 4 and have dropped into the 40 to 50 gram weight range, which means they are freaking tryhards. They're also wireless now, which just blows my freaking mind. For a quick size comparison, just so you can see, the Superlight is obviously a lot bigger than this mouse. I would say I would actually classify the Superlight as a large mouse, as I consider this to be a medium size, which is the Starlight 12 medium size, which is just a little bit smaller. Which they look very similar, but is slightly bigger. The Superlight is still slightly bigger than this guy. And then if you go to the small size Superlight, they're about the same size as this guy. For those of you with ADD who I just lost, this mouse has a wholly unique shape that will be hit or miss for most people, as it is specifically made for those with fingertip grip, but also supports claw grip well. It almost forces a specific hold, which some people will like and others won't. It is a small mouse that weighs 56 grams, which helps foster great aim. This checks all of the most important boxes for a premium mouse thus far, and we are just getting started. Moving on to the clicks. The primary clicks use Kale GM 8.0 mechanical switches, which are quickly becoming a favorite for gamers everywhere, as they rarely develop double clicks and feel great. These are absolutely no different. Actuation force is light with mild pre/post travel. As you can see, it's barely moving anywhere with me. I can make it go a little bit more for post travel if I really want, but it's very easy to tell to just stop. I found the clicks on the newest version are the same. They feel just as good as the other version, so no worries there. You can very easily spam these clicks, and these have some of the lowest pre/post travel of any mouse I've ever tried, which makes make them feel incredibly responsive. Despite that, the firmware on this mouse is on the slower side, being mildly behind Logitech or Razer, who often take the top spot, which slows it down a bit, which is disappointing after nailing clicks and being wired. Most won't notice any lag here. I just like splitting hairs for funsies. Side buttons are in the ideal spot for both fingertip and claw grip. They stick out from the chassis, making them easy to find. They require light pressure. They have mild pre-travel with moderate post-travel. I found the ones on this guy to actually feel a little bit better than my other one, but they're both very close. The scroll wheel is excellent because it has RGB goodness, and that's all you need. It's made from rubber, requires light pressure to scroll, very defined steps, and is very, very smooth. And isn't loud at all. Scroll wheel click requires mild/moderate pressure with moderate spring back force, leading to a very crisp click that you can very easily spam. And as you can see just from that, like, it barely moves anywhere. You heathens who change weapons with your scroll wheel will be pleased. Yeah, I'm calling you out. What are you going to do about it? Dislike this video? I dare you. Not that anyone can see it anymore with YouTube's new decision. Moving on to the specs. No compromises were made here. It now comes with an updated EZ Cord Pro paracord, which is one of the best paracords I've tried on any mouse and feels like a flexible shoelace, making the entire mouse feel wireless. So much so that you may want a mouse bungee to prevent yourself from running over the cord. There is a big difference between the first generation and this new generation when I compared them side to side with my original black version compared to my white version. As far as I know, all versions, unless if it's old stock, will come with the updated cord, but even the original EZ Cord Pro was above average. Last, the part that plugs into the mouse is flipped up to prevent it from dragging on the mat. It's a little detail, but it makes a big difference. The smoky black or white transparent shell provides good grip, but also looks a bit cheap and ugly. Despite that, the build quality is solid. I have no creaking on my black version, but I do have a little bit on my white version, which is disappointing, but appears to be a defect that I may try to RMA. As this mouse costs a premium, which means it has no rooms for errors, as it is $80 for a wired mouse, for a wired small mouse. So yeah, there's no room for errors. It has 2-zone RGB lighting. The first zone is the scroll wheel itself, and then the second is the guy on the side. Because the side buttons are very territorial, for some reason the lighting doesn't actually go all the way up to the side buttons, which means that if you're a perfectionist like me, that might drive you slightly nuts because it's not even on both sides. Why did you do this to me? Why? I'm also not sure why they went with this design when the Xtrfy M4 has a similar design but is even on both sides. Comes with the Pixart 3389 sensor, 1000 Hz polling rate, 100% PTFE feet, customizable RGB lighting, and dust/splash resistance. Try saying that 5 times fast. Boasts adjustable DPI with dedicated button on the bottom of the device with onboard firmware to adjust liftoff distance, RGB, polling rate, F11 hotkey, and debounce time. There is no dedicated software. Now, before you freak out about there being no software, it's going to be okay. Deep breaths. I know we all love our bloatware crashing our programs, but Xtrfy has found a new way. I dare say, a better way. On the bottom of the mouse, you have a switch. You can toggle between RGB polling rate, liftoff distance, or F11. On my black version, this switch likes its comfort zones and is very reluctant to move, making it very difficult to actually get the correct setting. I don't know why that is, but on my white version, it's like super easy to actually move that to exactly where I want it. So it's just one of those. Preferred on this one, slightly defective on this. RGB setting allows you to change lighting effects, the speed of effects, colors, and adjust the brightness. The polling rate can be 125 Hz, 500 Hz, or 1000 Hz. Liftoff distance can be 1 millimeter or 2.5 millimeters. F11 allows you to be a hotkey in game, which I love, instead of a DPI switcher. The default, as there is a DPI button on the very bottom of the mouse dedicated for that. The default is F11, but since some people use that for stuff, there is a new-ish firmware update to switch it to the home button. Last is a hidden option to adjust the debounce time between 2 milliseconds, 4 milliseconds, 8 milliseconds, or 12 milliseconds. But the warranty is coming at us with rules, saying it only covers double clicks when set to 4 milliseconds. In the end, I think this is an awesome feature that I hope other companies start to incorporate so I don't need to have 8 million softwares installed for my peripherals. The Pixart 3389 sensor is still one of the best sensors on the market and supports 400 to 16,000 DPI, 400 IPS, and 50G. Since this mouse has no dedicated software, you have preset DPI consisting of 400, 800, 1200, 1600, 3200, 4,000, 7,200, and 16,000 DPI. Yes, it really does have that many. Most of the other mice that you find that have that are like 400, 800, 1,200, and then 3,200, and then they might go up to like 7,000 or something. So I'm glad that this actually has the entire range. I found it to be very accurate with a little DPI variance, and due to the sensor shape, size, and weight, I'm able to hit my shots easier with better accuracy. So I'm wanting to be hyper competitive. This is one of the mice that I reach for. The 100% PTFE are rounded and a good side, located on the top and bottom of the mouse. Glide well on my glorious XXXL mouse pad, because we all know bigger is better. I'm not compensating for anything. You're compensating. So moving on to the conclusion, this mouse has a completely unique shape and is kind of like Cinderella's shoe. If it fits, you get a prince. If it doesn't, you're gutter trash. And at which point you'll have to decide, am I good with being gutter trash, or do I want to adapt by making this dang shoe fit if it's the last thing that I do? Just kidding. There are also people out there that don't like small or lightweight mice because they're crazy and report you should just grow bigger hands or work out more. But they just don't understand the Mountain Dew and Doritos lifestyle. I have pure sugar running through these veins. I can lift a building. But seriously, it comes with top-of-the-line specs, feels great in the hand, is extremely accurate, and is a joy to use. It comes with great primary clicks, excellent scroll wheel, above-average side clicks, smooth 100% PTFE feet, customizable firmware that doesn't require software, and a middle button that you can use as a hotkey in games. I have a few complaints. Those complaints are that it is expensive for a wired mouse at $79. The shape will be hit or miss depending on your grip style, and it almost forces you into a specific form. Firmware click speed is on the slower side, which is disappointing after nailing the primary clicks. Side buttons could be better, and the lighting isn't super accurate, and it's not even across the entire device due to those judgy side buttons. Some may find issues with the honeycomb design, and it isn't the most attractive mouse. Poor guy. The 1-year warranty is also on the lower end and is very disappointing. If you are a mouse enthusiast, this is an easy recommendation that you must pick up. You know you wanna. I don't even know why you're still watching this video. It deserves a spot in your collection, especially now that it comes in 2 colors, black and white. Seriously, just do it. I'd go with the white version, personally. But if you're not an enthusiast but use fingertip or claw grip, or are willing to switch to that grip style and want a wired mouse, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a better mouse, as most of the premium aimers use claw or fingertip grip due to it giving you the most control and freedom. This would be a perfect mouse to help convert you to that style or help you ascend to the next level. All right, I got a little preachy/markety there. Do whatever you want. You got the power. You're a strong, independent person. I believe in you. Obviously, I liked it enough to buy it twice, if that tells you anything, which I rarely do. The only other mice that I own 2 of are the Razer Viper, which the other one is at work, so that's why I can't show you. The Logitech G Pro, and technically I have the G Pro, and then I have the G Pro X, so they're not technically the same mouse, and that one is also at work, so I can't show you that. And then the Starlight 12, but technically this is the medium and this is the small. So there are still differences, where this guy is literally the same exact mouse, but 2 different colors, which is kind of actually like my Razer Vipers, because one is white and the other one is black. But anyways, I got really sidetracked there. I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless, and peace out.